What's up, YouTubers? So before we get started with this video, on first take, they're going to be talking about can Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks become contenders if they're not already contenders? So let's see what they have to say about that.
The fourth best player on ESPN's top 10 ranking is Luka Doncic. Get familiar, the Mavs young superstar.
Luka at the number 4 spot, and he deserves it.
In his playoff debut versus the Clippers, knocking down a 28-foot step-back winner in overtime and averaging 31 points, over 9 rebounds, and over 8 assists in 6 games. Max, are Luka and the Mavs title contenders this season?
Possibly.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. If Porzingis is healthy, they're title contenders. And by the way, they're being careful with him. They're giving him that first month. They're going to be careful. Look at what Porzingis did in the playoffs. Talk about second bananas who show up. The dude is 7'3", can face up, can take a big off the dribble, can defend in space, can defend in the paint. Yeah, Luka's an MVP caliber player. Porzingis is not far behind. And then they have Dorian Finney-Smith and Maxi Kleber, long defenders, big guys who can also really shoot. And then they got Tim Hardaway Jr., who actually is an underrated defender at this point and is just a good player at this point. They just made the trade for Richardson, who's more of a D and 3 than a 3 and D. But yes, the Mavericks, the Clippers were lucky to beat them because Porzingis got hurt. Otherwise, the Mavs would have played the Nuggets and maybe beaten them.
So I would say the Dallas Mavericks definitely have an opportunity to take care of business and get to the finals. But would I bet money on it? No. But they have such a good team that I wouldn't count them out. They can definitely upset a couple other teams. So looking at their lineup with Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway Jr., Maxi Kleber, Porzingis, and Josh Richardson, I think those guys can definitely, they have enough talent there that they can definitely upset a couple teams. But do I think they're going to take it all the way? Nah, I definitely wouldn't bet any money on that. But at the same time, I would not sleep on them. Those guys are just like the Denver Nuggets. You do not want to sleep on them.
I don't know if that's true, number one, and I don't really know yet whether or not they're title contenders because they did lose Seth Curry. They lost to Curry, so I think that compromises their shooting. I'm not going to call them a better shooting team when Seth Curry is gone now, but I will also say this: can they get, listen, can they win another playoff series again? Can they do that for me, please? Pretty please with sugar on top. Can they pull that off? Because it's been the last 10 years that has not been the case. I respect them. I respect their talent. I know Porzingis and Luka is that dude. And Porzingis can ball. But in terms of a title contender, we'll see. The jury is still out on that. I'm going to lean towards no for the time being.
Yeah, I'm going to stick. It might be possible that they can do it if everything works out for them and other teams kind of just fall apart. I think they could definitely make a strong run. But would I bet money on it? Nah, I don't think so. There's too many other good teams in the West that I think could probably take care of the Dallas Mavericks. But definitely I would not sleep on them like I keep saying.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I can't just give them that just yet. Not this year. In the future, yes. But like Max, to your point,
yes,
we have to see how Porzingis comes back. Because here it is, another knee surgery. I have to see, my eyes have to tell me that he's 100% healthy and he's going to be 100. They're going to be able to depend on him and he's going to be reliable for us health-wise. He haven't been healthy for a long time now. So with that being said, I can't just say that the Mavericks are a contender team. They're dangerous out in the West this year. But if Porzingis comes back healthy and they make it through a couple of rounds in the near future, yes, they are going to be competing for titles. But right now, I don't feel like they have all the necessary pieces in the role players to actually be considered a title contender.
What are they missing?
Nah, yeah, I think they can contend for it, but I think other teams are just too, like the Lakers. Definitely, I can't see them beating the Lakers. But they do have a good duo with Luka Doncic and Porzingis. So that's, if any team that's going to win a championship is most likely going to have a duo, whether it be LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, or a couple other duos that they have out there. It used to be James Harden and Russell Westbrook until they fell apart and Westbrook left. But anyways, though, so definitely, I think they definitely have the talent to do it, but I just think they're being outplayed. They could be outplayed out talent-wise with other teams, but definitely do not want to sleep on the Dallas Mavericks, just like you wouldn't want to do that with the Denver Nuggets because those boys can ball too.
What are they missing? I mentioned Dorian Finney-Smith,
Let me-
Kleba, and Hardaway Jr. can shoot from the outside, and they can all play defense actually now. And you got an MVP and a near MVP. If he's healthy, we all agree Porzingis' health is a question mark. But if they go into a playoff series healthy, that's a problem for anybody.
No, Max, I disagree. And here's why. One is that I feel like they need a veteran guy in that locker room with some type of championship experience. Although Luka is a stud, he's a superstar, and I get it. Porzingis is a star. But they need some other pieces in that locker room to help those guys and guide